Are you a victim of your stupid mistake that ate up thousands of your dollars in a flash, only for an SUV that's either too big or too small for your needs? I feel it. I understand how agonizing it is to endure crushing monthly payments, especially for an SUV that's painfully cramped or ridiculously oversized, not to mention the years of regret over a mistake that could have been avoided with just a few minutes of research. Buyers waste money because they often fall for SUVs based on their looks, marketing hype, or a salesperson's pitch instead of the size they actually need. An SUV too small? You'll constantly fight for passenger and cargo space. Too large? You'll pay more for insurance, maintenance, and a vehicle that hardly sees double occupancy during its lifetime. If you're a Toyota fan, this video is for you. During the next 15 minutes, we'll discuss the best Toyota SUVs ranked from smallest to largest. By the end, you'll know which Toyota SUV deserves a place in your driveway based on its size and your needs. Stay right here. Number 7. Toyota Corolla Cross. Kicking off the list is Toyota's smallest SUV, the Corolla Cross. If you spend most of your time commuting, running errands, or navigating busy city streets, this is the SUV designed with you in mind. In terms of size, the Corolla Cross measures 176.1 inches in overall length, 71.9 inches in width, and 64.9 inches in height, while riding on a 103.9-inch wheelbase. It seats 5 passengers, and despite being Toyota's entry-level SUV, it offers a surprisingly practical interior for everyday life. What makes the Corolla Cross stand out isn't massive cargo space or jaw-dropping performance. It's how effortlessly it fits into your routine. Parking in cramped downtown garages is easy. U-turns require little effort, and visibility is excellent from almost every angle. Inside, Toyota has done a solid job of maximizing the available space. The front seats feel open and comfortable, while the rear seats provide enough room for adults on shorter trips or children on longer drives. Fold the rear seats down, and you'll have plenty of room for groceries, luggage, sports equipment, or even a bicycle with the front wheel removed. Another reason buyers love the Corolla Cross is its simplicity. There's no steep learning curve, no overwhelming technology, and no feeling that you're driving a vehicle larger than you actually need. For first-time SUV buyers, empty nesters, students, or anyone looking to move up from a compact sedan, the Corolla Cross checks nearly every important box without breaking the bank. Of course, every SUV has its limits. If your family is growing, or you regularly travel with multiple passengers and lots of cargo, you'll probably appreciate the extra room offered by Toyota's next SUV. Number 6. Toyota RAV4. Few vehicles have dominated the SUV market quite like the Toyota RAV4. It measures 180.9 inches in length, 73.0 inches in width, and around 67 inches in height, supported by a 105.9-inch wheelbase. Like the Corolla Cross, it seats 5 passengers, but those extra few inches make a much bigger difference than you might expect. Rear passengers immediately benefit from additional legroom, while the cargo area becomes noticeably more useful for road trips, grocery runs, and family vacations. The RAV4 occupies what many buyers consider the sweet spot in Toyota's SUV lineup. It's large enough to feel genuinely spacious without becoming difficult to maneuver through traffic or crowded parking lots. Inside, the cabin feels modern and thoughtfully designed. Storage compartments are plentiful, controls are intuitive, and the driving position inspires confidence whether you're cruising on the highway or navigating city streets. The RAV4 proves that bigger isn't always better. Sometimes the perfect SUV is simply the one that fits almost every situation without asking you to compromise. But now we're leaving compact crossovers behind. The next SUV introduces an entirely different personality, one built for drivers who spend as much time off the pavement as they do on it. Number 5. Toyota Land Cruiser. Although the Land Cruiser sits higher and looks significantly larger than the RAV4, its overall dimensions tell an interesting story. The Land Cruiser measures 193.8 inches in length, 78.0 inches in width, and 76.1 inches in height, riding on a 112.2-inch wheelbase. It offers seating for up to 5 passengers, with a cabin designed to prioritize durability and comfort over maximum passenger capacity. The upright driving position immediately gives you a commanding view of the road, while the wider stance adds confidence whether you're driving through snow, dirt trails, or heavy rain. The Land Cruiser is built on a rugged body-on-frame platform. That construction makes it exceptionally capable for towing, off-road adventures, and rough terrain without sacrificing everyday usability. Inside, you'll find a cabin that blends modern technology with rugged practicality. Everything feels solid, purposeful, and built to withstand years of hard use. Large windows improve outward visibility, while supportive seating keeps long drives comfortable, whether you're exploring national parks or heading to the office. Toyota's hybrid powertrain also gives the latest Land Cruiser impressive low-end torque, making it feel strong and responsive without the fuel thirst traditionally associated with large off-road SUVs. If your weekends often involve camping, boating, mountain trails, or long-distance travel, this SUV is built to handle all of it without hesitation. Number 4. Toyota Crown Signia. The Crown Signiat measures 194.1 inches in length, 74.0 inches in width, and about 64 inches in height, while sharing a 112.2-inch wheelbase. Like the Land Cruiser, it seats 5 passengers, but nearly every inch of its interior is dedicated to comfort rather than rugged utility. Its lower roofline, sleek body shape, and car-like driving manners make it ideal for long highway journeys and daily commuting. Step inside, and you'll immediately notice the premium atmosphere. High-quality materials, supportive seats, generous legroom, and a quiet cabin create an experience that feels closer to a luxury SUV than a mainstream Toyota. Toyota also equips every Crown Signia with a hybrid powertrain and all-wheel drive, giving buyers a smooth blend of performance, confidence, and impressive fuel efficiency. If you frequently spend hours behind the wheel, it's one of the most relaxing Toyota SUVs you can buy. Number 3. Toyota Highlander. The Highlander measures 194.9 inches in overall length, 76.0 inches in width, and 68.1 inches in height, and rides on a 112.2-inch wheelbase. It offers seating for 7 or 8 passengers, depending on the trim, making it the first SUV on this list with a true 3-row layout. While it's only slightly longer than the Crown Signia, that extra length is put to excellent use. Toyota has designed the cabin to maximize passenger space, giving families the flexibility to carry extra passengers without jumping to a full-size SUV. The second row is spacious enough for adults to stay comfortable on long road trips, while the third row is ideal for kids, teenagers, or occasional adult passengers. Fold the third row flat, and the cargo area expands dramatically, making it easy to haul luggage, sports equipment, camping gear, or home improvement supplies. One of the Highlander's biggest strengths is how approachable it feels. Despite offering 3 rows, it never feels bulky or intimidating behind the wheel. Visibility is excellent, the steering is light, and it still fits comfortably into most garages and parking spaces. If your family is growing, but you still want an SUV that's easy to live with every day, the Highlander remains one of Toyota's smartest choices. Number 2. Toyota Grand Highlander. The Grand Highlander measures 201.4 inches in length, 78.3 inches in width, and 70.1 inches in height, while riding on a 116.1-inch wheelbase. It accommodates up to 8 passengers, making it one of the most spacious crossover SUVs Toyota has ever built. Those extra 6.5 inches over the standard Highlander completely transform the interior. Passengers in the third row finally get the kind of legroom that adults can actually appreciate, while the cargo area behind the third row is noticeably larger. Despite its larger dimensions, it doesn't drive like an oversized SUV. The steering remains predictable, highway cruising is smooth, and visibility is surprisingly good considering its size. Inside, the cabin feels bright, open, and thoughtfully designed. Large door openings make getting in and out easier. Storage compartments are plentiful, and every row benefits from improved comfort. For families that spend weekends on the road, take frequent vacations, or simply need maximum passenger space without moving into a truck-based SUV, the Grand Highlander is difficult to beat. Number 1. Toyota Sequoia. Sitting at the very top of Toyota's SUV family is the Sequoia. This is Toyota's largest SUV sold in the country. Built for buyers who need serious passenger space, outstanding towing capability, and the confidence that comes with a full-size body-on-frame vehicle. The Sequoia measures 208.1 inches in overall length, 79.8 inches in width, and approximately 74.5 inches in height, while riding on a massive 122.0-inch wheelbase. Depending on the trim, it offers seating for up to 8 passengers, making it the biggest Toyota SUV by exterior dimensions. The Sequoia is noticeably longer, wider, and built with a much more commanding stance. It shares its rugged truck-based platform with the Toyota Tundra, giving it the strength needed for heavy towing, hauling, and demanding road conditions. Inside, the Sequoia feels every bit like a flagship SUV. The cabin is spacious across all 3 rows, with generous shoulder room, wide seats, and plenty of storage for everything from backpacks to camping gear. Another major advantage is its standard I-Force Max hybrid powertrain, which delivers strong torque and impressive performance while helping improve efficiency compared to traditional V8-powered full-size SUVs. Despite its size, Toyota has worked hard to make the Sequoia comfortable on long journeys. The suspension absorbs highway imperfections with ease, the cabin stays remarkably quiet, and available premium features make every trip feel a little more luxurious. Of course, there's no getting around physics. A vehicle this large demands more space to park and maneuver than any other Toyota SUV. But if you genuinely need the room, capability, and towing confidence of a full-size SUV, that's a trade-off many buyers are happy to make. So, that brings us to the end of this breakdown. If you enjoyed this ranking and found it helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.